Breaking the Language Barrier. Chapter 1: A Simple Dream. Samnang lived in a quiet village in rural Cambodia. He had always been fascinated by the idea of learning English, a language he heard often on the internet and in the rare English movies that reached his village. Growing up, he'd watch YouTube videos with his younger brother, captivated by the stories of people from other countries, but he could only understand a few words. Samnang's parents worked hard as farmers, and he wanted to help them in any way he could. One evening, while chatting with his mother, he said, "If I learn English, maybe one day I could help tourists and earn money for us." She smiled and nodded, though she knew it would be a challenging path. His village was far from any English school, but Samnang was determined. His first step was using an old smartphone his uncle had given him. It wasn't much, but it connected him to a world of resources he'd never dreamed of. He downloaded a free language app and set a goal: "I will learn 10 new English words each day." Chapter 2: Self-Study and First Steps. Every morning, Samnang woke up early, practicing his English vocabulary while walking through the rice fields. Words like hello, friend, thank you, and family became part of his daily routine. In the evenings, he practiced forming simple sentences, often saying them aloud to his brother, who found it amusing and would sometimes tease him. As days turned into weeks, Samnang found himself dreaming of one day speaking English fluently. But he quickly realized it wouldn't be easy. Words were hard to remember, and he struggled with pronunciation. Sometimes he felt like giving up, frustrated with how little progress he seemed to make. One evening, after a long day in the fields, Samnang sat under a tree, feeling exhausted. The words he had learned seemed jumbled in his mind, and he wondered if his dream was just too big. But just then, he remembered his goal and whispered to himself, "If I give up now, I'll never know what I'm capable of." With renewed determination, he opened his app and studied a few more words before heading to bed. Chapter 3: The Unexpected Visitor. One day, Samnang was at the village market, helping his mother sell vegetables, when he spotted a foreigner looking around, seemingly lost. The man glanced at a piece of paper in his hand, then back at the stalls, clearly trying to find his way. Without thinking, Samnang approached the man and greeted him with a shy, "Hello, can I help you?" His heart pounded as he waited for the man's response. The foreigner's face lit up. "Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm looking for the guest house. Is it nearby?" Samnang's English wasn't perfect, but he recognized the words guest house and nearby. He pointed down the road and said, "Yes, there. Just 5 minutes." The man smiled gratefully. "Thank you so much. Your English is great." Samnang's cheeks flushed with pride as he watched the man walk away. That brief conversation was all it took to ignite Samnang's passion even more. From that day, he promised himself that he would speak English fluently, no matter how long it took. Chapter 4: Finding a Mentor. Samnang's enthusiasm didn't go unnoticed. A few weeks later, a volunteer teacher named Lily arrived in his village to set up an informal English class. News spread quickly, and Sam Nang was one of the first to sign up. On the first day of class, Lily asked each student to introduce themselves in English. When it was Sam Nang's turn, he stood up and, with a nervous smile, said, "My name is Sam Nang. I want to learn English to help my family." Lily's smile was warm and encouraging. "That's a wonderful reason, Sam Nang. I know you'll do great." Each day, Lily taught them practical phrases, sentences, and basic grammar. She also introduced new activities, like group discussions and simple role plays. Sam Nang loved these sessions, even though they were challenging. He practiced his new phrases everywhere, speaking to his family, his friends, and even to himself while walking through the fields. He began to see English as more than just words and phrases. It was a way to connect with people. The dream that had once felt distant now seemed possible, and Sam Nang found himself eagerly attending every class, hungry for more knowledge. Chapter 5. Pushing Through Challenges. As the weeks passed, the lessons became more difficult. Lily introduced more advanced grammar and complex vocabulary. Sam Nang sometimes felt overwhelmed, especially when he struggled with tenses and sentence structures. The phrase present perfect was a mystery to him, and he often mixed up words like many and much. Frustration started creeping in again. One night, while studying, Sam Nang told himself, "Maybe this is too difficult. Maybe I should just be happy with what I already know." But deep down, he knew he didn't want to give up. The next day, he stayed after class and talked to Lily about his struggles. She listened patiently, then gave him advice he would never forget. Learning a language is like climbing a mountain. The higher you climb, the harder it gets. But every step you take brings you closer to the top. Just focus on one step at a time. Taking her words to heart, Sam Nang decided to break his studies into small goals. He practiced 5 new sentences each day, 1 new grammar rule each week, and focused on speaking clearly, even if he wasn't perfect. Chapter 6. First Real Conversations. One day, a group of tourists came to the village to learn about local farming techniques. Sam Nang volunteered to be their guide, determined to use the English he had learned. Nervous but excited, he greeted them with a smile. "Welcome to my village. I will show you how we farm here." The tourists were curious, asking him questions about everything from the crops they grew to the traditions of the village. At first, Sam Nang stumbled over his words, but as the tour continued, he found himself speaking more smoothly. He felt his confidence growing with each answer, and by the end, he was laughing along with them, even making jokes. One tourist told him, "You speak English very well, Sam Nang. Thank you for sharing your culture with us." That night, Sam Nang felt a sense of pride and accomplishment that he had never felt before. His dream was becoming a reality, and he knew he couldn't stop now. Chapter 7. Passing it on. Over time, Sam Nang's English continued to improve. He began reading simple books and watching English videos, and even teaching his younger brother some basic phrases. He loved how learning English opened new doors for him, giving him access to knowledge, connections, and opportunities he hadn't known were possible. One day, Lily announced she would be returning to her home country. Samnang felt sad but grateful for everything she had taught him. Before she left, Lily gave him a dictionary and a notebook. Samnang, you have a natural talent for English. Keep practicing, and one day you might even teach others. Her words stayed with him, and after she left, Samnang continued studying on his own, always remembering her encouragement. Chapter 8. A Full Circle. Years later, Samnang became a part-time English teacher for local children, passing on the knowledge that had transformed his life. He taught them with the same patience and encouragement Lily had shown him, helping them realize their own potential. On weekends, Samnang still worked with his family at the market, where he often spoke with tourists, sharing stories of his village and his journey to learn English. One day, he met a young boy who shyly asked him, "Why do you speak English so well?" Samnang smiled, feeling a rush of pride and joy. "Because I never gave up, even when it was hard," he replied. "And if you work hard, you can do the same." For Samnang, English was more than just a language. It was a key that had unlocked new worlds and new dreams. And as he helped the next generation take their first steps in English, he knew he was giving them the same gift he had once received, a chance to connect, to dream, and to find their voices.